The Law of One, Book 3, Part 1, Session Number 51, May 13, 1981, Ra. I am Ra. I greet you in the love and in the light of the one infinite Creator. We communicate now. Questioner. As we begin Book 3 of the Law of One, there are a couple of questions of fairly non-transient importance that I have, and one that I consider to be of a transient nature that I feel obligated to ask. The first is clearing up the final point about harvest. I was wondering if there is a supervision over the harvest, and if so, why this supervision is necessary, and how it works, since an entity's harvestability is determined by the violet ray. Is it necessary for entities to supervise the harvest, or is this automatic? Ra. I am Ra. In time of harvest, there are always harvesters. The fruit is formed as it will be, but there is some supervision necessary to ensure that this bounty is placed as it should be, without the bruise or blemish. There are those of 3 levels watching over harvest. The first level is planetary, and that which may be called angelic. This type of guardian includes the mind-body-spirit complex totality, or higher self of an entity, and those inner plane entities which have been attracted to this entity through its inner seeking. The second class of those who ward this process are those of the Confederation, who have the honor duty of standing in the small places at the edge of the steps of light love, so that those entities being harvested will not, no matter how confused or unable to make contact with their higher self, stumble and fall away for any reason other than the strength of the light. These Confederation entities catch those who stumble and set them aright so that they may continue into the light. The third group watching over this process is that group you call the Guardians. This group is from the octave above your own and serves in this manner as light bringers. These guardians provide the precise emissions of light love in exquisitely fastidious disseminations of discrimination, so that the precise light love vibration of each entity may be ascertained. Thus, the harvest is automatic, in that those harvested will respond according to that which is unchangeable during harvest. That is the violet ray emanation. However, these helpers are around to ensure a proper harvesting, so that each entity may have the fullest opportunity to express its violet ray selfhood. Questioner. This next question I feel to be a transient type of question. However, it has been asked me by one who I have communicated with, who has been involved intensely in the UFO portion of the phenomenon. If you deem it too transient or unimportant, we'll skip it. But I have been asked how it is possible for the craft of the 4th density to get here, since it seems that as you approach the velocity of light, the mass approaches infinity. My question would be why craft would be necessary at all. Ra. I am Ra. You have asked several questions. We shall respond in turn. Firstly, we agree that this material is transient. Secondly, those for the most part coming from distant points, as you termed them, do not need craft as you know them. The query itself requires understanding, which you do not possess. We shall attempt to state what may be stated. Firstly, there are a few 3rd density entities who have learned how to use craft to travel between star systems while experiencing the limitations you now understand. However, such entities have learned to use hydrogen in a way different from your understanding now. These entities still take quite long durations of time, as you measure it, to move about. However, These entities are able to use hypothermia to slow the physical and mental complex processes in order to withstand the duration of flight. Those such as are from Sirius are of this type. There are two other types. One is the type which, coming from fourth, fifth, or sixth density in your own galaxy, has access to a type of energy system which uses the speed of light as a slingshot and thus arrives where it wishes without any perceptible time elapsed in your view. The other type of experiences is that of fourth, fifth, and sixth densities of other galaxies and some within your own galaxy, which have learned the necessary disciplines of personality to view the universe as one being and, therefore, are able to proceed from locus to locus by thought alone, materializing the necessary craft, if you will, to enclose the light body of the entity. Questioner: I assume that latter type is the type we experience with the landings of the Orion group. Is this correct? Ra: I am Ra. The Orion group is mixed between the penultimate and the latter groups. Questioner: why is the vehicle necessary for this transition? When you, as Ra, went to Egypt earlier, you used bell-shaped craft, but you did this by thought. Can you tell me why you used a vehicle rather than just materializing the body? Ra: I am Ra. The vehicle or craft is that thought form upon which our concentration may function as motivator. We would not choose to use our mind-body-spirit complexes as the focus for such a working.